how is this even grounds for a taser being out?
Keep your hands on the steering wheel. Are you not going to keep your hands on the
Why are
steering wheel?
you acting like this?
Okay. That's fine, dude.
Going 60 and a 50 and you have a taser out.
You're not cooperating.
You're not cooperating. Are you write me a speeding ticket and leave me alone?
That's not how it works, sir.
You're escalating the situation yourself.
Anyone out of a vehicle on a traffic stop. By law.
Do you have suspicion to pull me out of my car? Is there any reason to take me out of my vehicle?
Because you are acting uncooperative, and I don't know why, if you're on any
uncooperative
or what. So it's fine.
There are many factors which could validate an officer's order to exit a vehicle, such as heavy traffic or a suspect's criminal history. Deputy Stowers is correct that he may order anyone out of a vehicle during a traffic stop, and he does not require a specified suspicion to do so, as Mr. Sood is suggesting.
I haven't had a drink in like a year, man.
Okay. That's fine.
Jesus, dude. Why did you sign up to be a police officer if you're going to harass people?
Hey, you got pepper spray? You got pepper spray? Mine's empty.
Pepper spray? Oh, yeah.
All right, bro. You're coming out of the car right now.
Can you explain to this guy what's happening?
Set your phone down. Hey, set your phone down.
Get out of the car. I suggest that you get out of the car.
Right. I was going, what, 50 miles per hour, and you guys are dragging me out of my car.
If you want to.
All right. Sergeant's going to be right now.
Oh, okay. Hey, put your phone down. Put your phone down. You're coming out of the car. You're coming out of the car. I got units in the
Did he even tell you why he's pulling me over?
Listen, dude.
Do you care?
That's right here is to get out of the car.
Do you care about why I'm being pulled over?
My partner's ordering you to get out of the car. So
dude.
All right,
get out of the car.
dude, you're gonna go to jail for sure now. Okay, put the phone down. You're coming out of the car.
The courts regard resisting arrest as a separate charge or crime in addition to other alleged crimes committed by the arrested person. It is possible to be charged, tried, and convicted on this charge alone, without any underlying cause for the original decision to arrest, or even if the original arrest was clearly illegal. It is never advisable to resist even an unlawful arrest, as it will likely result in the use of force by the arresting officer and the additional charge of resisting. Justice is meant to be found inside a courtroom, not on the street. And resisting arrest can only serve to escalate the encounter and rob your case of its legitimacy. Mr. Sood's refusal to exit the vehicle does subject him to a resisting arrest charge. California Penal Code 148 states that every person who willfully resists, delays, or obstructs any public officer, peace officer, or an emergency medical technician in the discharge or attempt to discharge any duty of his or her office or employment shall be punished by a fine not exceeding $1,000 or by imprisonment in a county jail not to exceed 1 year or both. Given that Deputy Stowers does retain the authority to order Mr. Sood to exit the vehicle, it is very likely that he will be charged with resisting.
Why are you pulling me out of my car?
Huh?
Why are you pulling me out?
I can remove anyone on a traffic stop that I want to, okay? So do me a favor, put the phone down and come on out of the car. You're going to turn this into going to jail, dude. I can legally take anyone out of their car.
Are you guys all just allowing this guy to act like a maniac?
In a follow-up video released by Mr. Sood, he states that he eventually complied with the deputies' orders and exited his vehicle. The deputies then placed him into their patrol car while they searched Mr. Sood's vehicle. After finding nothing, the deputies issued Mr. Sood a citation for speeding and allowed him to leave the scene without further incident. Mr. Sood also stated that he never went to court for the speeding ticket, and a few weeks after the encounter, he was contacted by a member of the Misconduct Investigative Branch of the Los Angeles County Police Department, who confirmed that no warrant was issued for Mr. Sood's arrest, and the ticket he received was never entered into the system. In another video on Mr. Sood's Instagram page, he claims that he received another call from a Santa Clarita Sheriff's Department watchman who said that he had received multiple complaints about Deputy Stowers and was investigating his conduct. But Mr. Sood refused to cooperate with the watchman without seeking legal counsel first. Mr. Sood also said that he has begun the process of filing a formal complaint against all of the deputies involved in the encounter, but it is unclear whether he will take legal action beyond that. Overall, Deputy Stowers gets a C, because although his actions were within the bounds of his authority, he exercised poor discretion and failed to follow up on the proper procedures for Mr. Sood's speeding ticket. The path of least resistance is often an uphill battle of members of law enforcement, but officers are expected to have the patience and professionalism necessary to carry out their duties without escalating the encounter. Deputy Stowers' approach was unnecessarily hostile and authoritative. and lacked the common decency that should be afforded to all citizens. If the deputy had addressed Mr. Sood in a non-confrontational manner and actively worked to de-escalate the situation, perhaps Mr. Sood would have been more compelled to follow his orders. Mr. Sood also gets a C, because although he was speeding, it is difficult to fault him for having apprehensions about Deputy Stowers' conduct. Without the proper legal context or knowledge of relevant jurisprudence, it does appear as though Deputy Stowers' conduct was irrational and illegal. And in a country where scholars study for upwards of up to 8 years to gain a deep understanding of the legal process, average citizens cannot be held to the same standards as members of law enforcement. Mr. Sood maintained a calm and collected demeanor throughout the interaction, and although he lacked a fundamental understanding of the legalities at play, he did not actively work to escalate the encounter and pose legitimate questions about Deputy Stowers' conduct. All that said, Mr. Sood was wrong about his legal obligations to exit the vehicle, and could have complied with the deputy's orders and challenged the legality of the orders later in the courtroom. And although he lacked a fundamental understanding of the legalities at play, he did not actively work to escalate the encounter and pose legitimate questions.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, but my wife left me. I'm just up trying to make it make sense, baby. I lost my job.
You just came all the way out here by yourself? That's not safe.
Oh no, baby, it's okay. I walk all the time, baby. You know.
Okay. Be careful.
Jesus. I was trying to get something to drink in there, but they ain't had nothing what I wanted.
No?
I can't see shit. So it's just like,
I mean,
I know you want to ask me how I got blind, right?
I'm wondering, but I mean, you be out here walking by yourself. I'm sure you did something crazy.
No, okay, so I went down on my girl, her butt, eyes, onions, and then, you know, no, I'm just playing, baby. I was in always like this, baby. I was always like this.
Okay.
I'm
so
sorry.
you just so happened to meet a hoe for a wife. And
Yeah, but I didn't know she was, she would cheat on me, but I would never see it. I ain't never seen it coming, you know?
I'm sure you didn't see it coming.
You feel me, baby? So it's just like, it is what it is, though. I didn't even know how to look anyways. She just had a fat ass.
Oh, you felt it.
Yeah, I felt that motherfucker. It was good times, though. I miss her ass. I ain't gonna lie.
Did she take everything? She just took everything you had?
Nah, she didn't take everything, baby.
How you know? You couldn't see it?
Baby, you know what? That's a good point. I don't know, baby. Ooh. What I was about to say? I need to stretch, baby. You don't mind me stretching?
I don't mind. I might not help you get back in that seat.
Oh, it's okay. It's
hot
okay.
out here.
Oh, Jesus. It's hot out here. What was I going to say? You got a boyfriend?
I don't have a boyfriend.
Have you ever talked to a blind dude?
I have never. I've only, maybe I need to start talking to blind niggas so I can.
You feel me?
Yeah,
I'm
but
telling you.
I ain't never.
And we loyal. We can't cheat. You feel me? It ain't like we can
Right.
cheat. You see everything. You feel me, baby?
Yeah, I mean, but I'm pretty sure y'all blind people might be a little crazy, no?
Yeah. But no, we ain't that crazy, baby.
No.
You got to just give it, you know what I'm saying? Put your foot in the water real quick. Ooh, it's hot. Ooh. Ooh, jeez. Ooh, shawty, it's hot.
And your wife left you?
Yeah, she left me.
So,
Because, I don't know, baby, because she wanted the man who can see. And I wasn't the right man for her. But yeah, what you doing after this, sugar? You stay around here?
yeah, I stay close.
Okay. Okay, baby. Oh, I hate not seeing, because I sure wish I can see you.
You can imagine I am whatever you need me to be.
Okay. I like that, baby. I like that. You say you stay close around here?
Yeah.
You wouldn't mind if I I can't really technically put my number in your phone, but
Yeah.
I can tell you it, baby. If that's cool with you.
That's fine.
Okay, let me, hold on. Where your phone at?
My phone's right here.
Okay, put this number in your phone, gorgeous.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready.
313.
Uh-huh. Okay.
2396.
So, okay. I got you. Said 2396. So, like, do you be having like a lot of?
No, baby, why you ask that?
I was just wondering if you be having a
No,
lot
baby, I don't do none of that.
No?
I just be chilling.
Oh, you don't got no boxes on?
No, I got boxes on, baby. Why you ask that, baby?
Because like, I was just asking.
But okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have anybody that helps you get dressed, like?
No, baby, I get dressed myself. I don't even know what I'm wearing right now.
No.
Am I
Why?
matching at least?
You matching, yeah.
Okay, baby.
You got your thinging.
Wait, what's thinging, baby?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. So what you get from here? Ooh,
I had got the mango dragon fruit drink, but without the fruit.
Oh, the dragon. Okay. Okay,
You
baby.
dragon something too, huh?
Wait, what you say?
You never had it?
Name something you might have strapped to you, Zach.
A dildo.
God, he's the only one that can get away with that answer. That is true. Good answer. Good answer, Zach. Good answer. Let's see it. Good answer.
That did he say it. Top 7 answers on the board, ladies. Here we go. Name a number that most men exaggerate.
100.
100.
69?
Joel.
Their height.
Their height. Give me Lola.
Lola.
Give me Billy.
Go get him.
Sportsmanship, yeah.
Go get him. Get him.
Get him over.
Point values are double. Top 6 answers on the board. We asked 100 women, name something you'd love Steve Harvey to teach your man how to do better.
Sex.
Me and Dave is the 2 most surprised people in here. Have sex. Billy?
How to dress, Steve.
How to dress? Triple. We got the top 4 answers on the board. Name something that gets hard when it gets cold. Hope.
Water.
Water.
Yes.
Water ice. You want to pass or play?
We will play.
They're going to play, Bree. Point value is triple. This could win it for one of the teams right now. Abe, name something that gets hard when it gets cold.
How about nipples? It's got to be up there. I had to go there. I have to say it. It's what I thought of.
I know, Abe, I know it's true, Abe, but
Yeah.
I'm just trying to keep the show together for a season. Just and just let me get a season in, Abe. Nipples.
Right, that's my son there.
Yeah, I know that's your
my son.
I know it's your son. Thanks for bringing him, too. Name a word or phrase that starts with pot.
Potluck.
Yeah!
Pothead. Pot pie, like chicken pot pie.
Miss Laura, it's on you, ma'am. It's only 2 strikes. Don't let that pressure get to you. Hey, if it's there, still alive. It's not, the other team can steal. So it's not do or die right now. Name a word or phrase that starts with pot.
Potato.
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 Good answer. Good answer.
It does.
Why are y'all clapping?
Does it start with pot?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, it starts with pot. We all know. No one says potato. It starts with pot, you know. I'm gonna just start walking towards the Scott family.
Okay.
Nothing personal, I just want to get a jump on it.
Yeah, okay.
Let's see if it's up there. Potato. I'm so sorry. You're older, you know more than I do. Forgive me, please.
The wise one.
Folks, here we go. Point values are double on this one, so it's going to be worth a little bit more. Top 5 answers are on the board. Name a kind of crack. Leslie.
Crackhead.
I work for the largest paycheck road company in the country. I'm motivated. I'm highly intelligent. I have a degree. My answer is crackhead. Let's go look for the crackhead. You shut up. Luke, 2 answers can top that.
I'm gonna try sidewalk.
Sidewalk. Hey.
We're gonna play it.
You know, when Richard Dawson was doing this show, crackhead hadn't even been invented yet. Tracy, name a kind of crack.
Butt crack.
Butt crack. This show is going to hell. Let's go meet the Jorgensen family. Hey, Miss Diane. Girl, you finally got here.
I did. I'm so darn excited.
I bet I can tell. How long you been wanting to get on the feud?
Yeah, and you know what? Now that I'm out here and I've met you, and I think you're all right, that if he passes away and you're divorced, I'm giving you my phone number.
You don't spend no money.
No, I don't like
Girl,
shopping.
call me. My wife right now, woo! She probably shopping right now.
I hate it.
You hate shopping?
I hate it. But I'm not real good with sex, so you might want to keep her.
So how y'all doing?
Doing well.
You doing okay?
That's the first time I've ever been on this show, and I ain't got a damn thing to say. What can I say? You can't, there's no comeback for that. Hey, let's go meet the Cho family. Roy, what's going on, man?
Oh, I'm so excited to meet you, Steve.
Good. I'm happy to meet y'all, man.
You're good looking guy. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, yeah, you scared me a little bit. Yeah. Roy, what do you do for a living, man?
I have a couple of jobs.
Okay.
Like you, I have a couple full-time jobs. Yeah. I'm a public speaking coach. Ultimately, though, I'm a product of the American dream.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what I want to share with you today. Like, my family, we share one thing. Us 5, our parents, all janitors.
All janitors?
All janitors coming from Korea.
Okay.
All of us. So what you see today is the result of their hard work. So I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, I got what you're saying. Yeah. So what you're saying, Roy, is all y'all done come up.
Yep.
Yeah.
What you see today, that's the come up right there.
Yeah. You working to make the parents proud.
But not just the parents proud, it's making us proud too, and the future generations proud too. That's
it's
the American dream.
Yeah, it's the American dream. So that's good. What do you do, Heidi?
So my husband and I, we own an e-commerce website, Boba Tea Direct, and we put tasty black balls in people's mouths.
A lot of people gonna need an explanation.
Absolutely, I'm more than happy to provide one.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's a boba drink.
You got a nice family.
Wonderful family.
Beautiful personalities. Thank you, ladies, for making it real nice to have y'all here. Now listen to me. Let's do it for the janitors. Oh, the mom and dad. Let's do it. Chad, there's only one answer left. They're really doing well over here. Chris, big guy's up to you. Name something a carjacker would hate to find in the car he just stole.
It's tough, Dave. A snake?
A snake. Snake. I'm telling you what. Tell you what, I pull off and I look back there and snake back there. I tell you what.
Bet he gets out.
I'm about to bet I'll wet my pants if he's back there, I'll tell you that. Let's look for the snake! Man, this game never stops surprising me. Let me go on back home now. Let's move on to question 2. Give me Jeanette, give me Stephanie. Let's go. Snake, Steve. I said, oh, Judge. Good, that can't be up there. I'm a judge, watch this. Wow, I don't know how you did that, man. Great answer, wow. Name something when you're wet that was obviously designed by men because it's uncomfortable but sexy.
Texas, Steve. Texas. Texas. It's up there. Right there.
Yeah. Okay. Just tell me what you said.
Texas, Steve. Yeah, Texas.
I mean, what?
You heard of the state?
The
Texas.
state, Texas.
Yeah.
Texas?
Mm-hmm. That's a good answer, Steve. Watch it. I'm Texas.
Texas!
Yes.
You from Tennessee?
Yeah. Texas.
Boy, you crazy. Name something you might have strapped.
Okay.
No more fish.
Yep, no more fish.
Yeah. She jumps in so that you can't catch any fish. Those are mine.
My fish.
You know that you're on the wrong side.
Get out of my car.
You're on the wrong side of the road.
Okay, you're being filmed.
Do you know that you're on the wrong... You're on the wrong side of the road. You're on the wrong side of the road. This is not Europe. You drive on the right side.
Get out of my face, please.
The cops are coming.
Please back away from my car.
Why are you on this side of the road?
Can you please back away from my car?
Why are you on this side of the road?
I was backing...
You're going to get a ticket.
Okay,
for driving on the wrong
great.
side
I
of
was
the road.
backing out of this space.
You're on the wrong side of the road.
How do you want...
You're on the wrong side of the road.
Okay, okay.
This Karen woke up this morning and chose violence.
Not today, Karen.
Yeah, I'm recording you because we do this every time.
I'm recording you too.
Are you?
I don't care if you record me.
Dog off of my property.
He's not on your property. He's in the street.
I own this house. I own that part of the street. And he scares Hillary and Michelle.
I've never even seen kids out here. What are you talking about?
They're my cats.
You've got to be kidding me.
No,
You
I'm
named
not
your
kidding.
cats
Get
Hillary
off
and
of
Michelle?
my property. That's mine. That's mine. I own to there.
Hey, look here, Karen. You spray this dog, and I promise you, I'll let him go.
No, I'll spray your dog.
Let him go. Karens kind of have that accent a lot of the time, don't they? Coincidence? I think not. Run, Karen, run! Go get him!
It's fun at this point. She's trying to hurt him.
Whoa! I love the caption, don't you have a book club to get to? Love book club. Am I a Karen?
We're taking turns.
You just hit my car.
I did not.
You just hit my car. You're literally on my car right
Like you're
now.
literally touching it.
Literally just drove into my.
Good, get the license
You want to give me
plate.
your insurance now?
I give you my phone number now.
No, you can give me your insurance. I have your plate.
Where's the damage?
The damage is in the fact that you just drove into my tire, my entire wheel.
Please.
Please.
Give me a break. Buddy.
Give you a break. So if someone ran into your car, you wouldn't want their information?
If they didn't damage my car, I would not care.
Karen got caught.
Why do you keep following me? It's honestly so creepy, and I'm gonna call the cops. Okay?
Ma'am, no.
Because you guys aren't leaving me alone, and that's why women
Yeah,
can't
wait.
go out in the world by themselves. Because of guys like you.
What?
Okay, so stop following me.
You have I don't know if you have like a gas. You have a thing hanging out of your car.
What are you talking about?
There's literally a gas hose hanging out of your car. No one's being creeped. Oh, no, thank you. I guess. There's the thank you. That's. She's what? She's taking it with her.
She doesn't have.
Oh, she's embarrassed now. She takes it.
Oh, dude.
Ew, that probably smells kind of gross.
You didn't even close the gas can.
Oh, she didn't close it. Because she was embarrassed. That's a little awkward.
Addis at me. She hit these people's car and she tried to dip, right? So I fake called the cops and told her I took a picture of her tag. And now she wrote her information down. Now she leaving.
Good job. Good job.
She tried to dip. Now she leaving. I'm gonna go down the window and tell her bye. You did the right thing.
Thank you.
Bye, Karen. Bye, Karen. Have a good day.
If you have something to say to me now, why didn't you stop? Because I don't have a face mask on. You just didn't ring me up, please, right now. Because I don't have a face mask on. You don't treat me with respect. Seriously, I have been minding my business. I think your manager told me that I needed a mask next time I came in here. You approached me and the very first thing you said to me was, if I refuse to leave. I'm in line to leave. And that came out of your mouth. Why? Because I don't have a mask on, you get to be rude and accuse me of doing something wrong.
Kinda, yeah.
What's my total? I should combine.
Don't buy it then, Karen. Leave.
I can't believe this guy's parked in my spot. You're in my spot. You're in my spot. See, spot is reserved. You need to move your truck now. Move your giant earth-murdering truck out of my spot.
You literally just put that cone there.
Yes, because the spot is mine. Everybody knows Mrs. Smith parks here. We have my bridge club every single Sunday. You need to move your stupid truck.
Not moving it.
Move your truck. You need to move.
Yeah.
That is assault.
Bye. Is your name on it, Karen? When Karen doesn't get VIP at Chick-fil-A.
What in cousin tarnation, Alabama Betty Crocker, Miss Betty White, what is this? Holy.
I wish I didn't have to quack that out, but that was hilarious. What in cousin tarnation is she doing? I love it.
It says it on the door right there. Like right there. I don't think he's being.
I don't care.
I don't think you should take it personal.
I'm not taking it personally. I'm going to call the ADA and report them because they should not be able to deny anyone service.
Really?
That's our right.
I sell cars down the street, so you know, and they say it to everybody that walks in the door. So.
I understand that, and I work at the Home Depot. I know how it goes, but it is our right as U.S. citizens. They cannot force us. It's not a
Really?
It's not a law.
I didn't know that. I just put it
You
on.
don't have to wear that on. You don't have to wear that.
I'm just trying to be courteous of other people.
Look, if
you could do that,
if it worked,
Yeah.
I don't think
you
Karen
would
understands that.
wear it. But you don't. The science is undoubtedly precedent that it does not work. It's a compliance so that you are
Yes.
like the rest of the sheeple around here, and we lose our freedoms. This is about the freedoms of the world.
Why is it always so hard to understand what Karens are trying to talk about? I feel like they all have a very limited vocabulary, and they're always really, really mad to the point where they can't form a sentence. What is she doing? sticking the burgers to the window. Does that make you feel better, Karen? Did you enjoy that? Those are perfectly good cheeseburgers, man. I'll still eat it. Can I have them? All right. That's all I can handle right now.
Today's story is going to easily rank in the top 5 most distressing I have ever covered. Over the years, Tom and Jackie raised their 2 sons, and then in 2002, when the boys were all grown up, they left the house. Tom and Jackie had enough to purchase this kind of beat-up, old, small yacht. And so this yacht they named the Well-Deserved. And by the summer of that year, this boat was beautiful. Then, in 2004, one of their sons told them that he was now expecting to be a father. And so even though Tom and Jackie were absolutely loving living out on this yacht, they decided that the time was right to actually sell the yacht. This young couple who had saved up some cash, they offered to buy it. Tom and Jackie were totally thrilled, and they called their 2 sons to tell them the good news that they had this buyer and that in the next couple of days the sale would be finalized and then they would be in touch. And so the sons, they're expecting to get a phone call from Tom and Jackie, but a couple of days goes by and they haven't heard from them and their parents aren't picking up their phone. This was very uncharacteristic. And so when Tom's brother, Jim, who was a retired police chief, when he heard about this sudden silence, he just got in his car and drove to Newport Beach, California to see if maybe they had not finalized the sale of the yacht and maybe the couple was still on the yacht. And so Jim, along with a friend of his, they arrive in Newport Beach, they make their way to the dock where the yacht was being held, and just from where they're standing, it does not seem like anyone is on the yacht. However, Jim notices a couple of oddities. He sees there are lines hanging over the side of the boat that should have been stowed, and Tom was known for being incredibly meticulous and orderly, and so Jim's also looking around and he sees there are a couple of tarps that go over some of the control panels that had been taken off but then not put back on the control panels. And so again, that's not something Tom or Jackie would have done. And so overall, the impression Jim and this friend got was, I guess they must have finalized the sale of this yacht because clearly the new owners, they're the reason it's sloppy. And so Jim pulls out his own business card and he writes a note on it that he's looking to speak with the new owners of this boat because his brother and his brother's wife had sold this boat to them, but now they're missing. They begin to leave the area when Jim's cell phone rings and he picks it up and it's this 21-year-old woman named Jennifer De Leon. And so she tells Jim that she got his business card on her yacht and that yes, she and her husband had recently purchased this yacht from the Hawks, but like Jim, they were having a hard time getting in touch with the Hawks as well. And so Jim asked Jennifer, when was the last time you or your husband saw Tom or Jackie? And she would say, when we actually finalized the sale of the boat and we watched them take the money, hop in their car and drive away. Jim asked her if she had any idea where they might have been going, and Jennifer said in the limited personal interactions we did have, Tom would always talk about how he and Jackie planned on buying a house in Mexico in this town that bordered Arizona because apparently they have a son that lives in Arizona and he's about to have a baby. And so they hang up and Jim is left thinking, what's going on here? And then Jim remembers there's this woman that Tom and Jackie had hired to basically pay their bills and manage their finances. Her name was Patricia. And the first thing he asks her is, hey, have you spoken with Tom or Jackie recently? And she says, no, I haven't. And so Jim explains the situation and then asks Patricia, has Tom or Jackie recently made a large deposit into any of their accounts? Because just a couple of days ago, they would have received nearly $500,000. She says, no, there's been no deposits made. And so Jim and Patricia are talking on the phone, trying to rationalize why Tom and Jackie would not have deposited so much money. And so after Jim hung up with Patricia, he just had a bad feeling about what was going on. And so Jim called the Newport Beach Police Department and he officially reported Tom and Jackie missing. The first thing the Newport Beach Police Department did with this missing person report was to do some digging on the new buyers of this yacht, the De Leons. And when they looked at the 25-year-old husband named Skylar, they discovered he was a felon. He had been arrested and convicted of armed robbery. And so naturally, naturally, the police were immediately suspicious of Skylar De Leon, and so they sent one of their detectives down to the dock and just kind of feel it out, see what's going on down there, see if there's anything unusual. They walk right up alongside the well-deserved, and from the looks of it, it doesn't appear that anybody's on board, and as this detective is kind of looking in the window, they think they see what looks like a handprint inside the boat. And so that would end up being enough to get a search warrant, and before long that day, there were police swarming this boat, looking all over it, but it would turn out that was not a handprint. It was actually just some rust, and there was nothing else of significance that was found on board this boat. And so they contact Skylar De Leon and they say, hey, you need to come into the police station and explain exactly what happened during your final interaction with the Hawks. And so Skylar comes to the police station, he's totally cooperative, and he explains to the detectives that, you know, he saw this ad in this fishing magazine for a yacht. He contacted Tom Hawk and said, I'm interested. The two of them met up and then went out for a sea trial. And during the sea trial, Skylar told Tom that he liked the boat and he wanted to go forward with the purchase. And so on November 15th, Skylar, along with his pregnant wife and his young daughter, and also a notary and another person, a friend of Skylar's that was there just kind of as a witness, they go to the parking lot of the dock, and then the Hawks show up, and the De Leons literally hand over a suitcase full of cash. They signed the sale documentation, and then Tom and Jackie took their suitcase full of cash, hopped in their SUV, and they drove off, presumably to go to Mexico. When the police asked Skylar, how were you able to afford such an expensive vessel? Skylar would tell them that back in the 1990s, he was actually a child star, or kind of. He was an extra on the very popular TV show Power Rangers, and as Skylar is telling the detectives this, he kind of just stops himself at some point and he's like, you know what? That's not really the truth. It's actually because I stole the money. It would turn out that armed robbery that Skylar was convicted for and spent some time in jail for, that was because he was stealing money from this kingpin, and before he was arrested and sent off to jail, he had managed to take the money that he had stolen and hide it, and then after he had gone to jail and got out again, he came back to his hiding space and he just retrieved the money. But this money was stolen money, so it was hot. He needed to launder the money. And so that was why he was buying this yacht. But the police would ultimately say to Skylar, you know what? We're not going to charge you with money laundering because you're being so forthright and helpful with this investigation. The police would go on to interview Skylar's wife, Jennifer, as well as the notary and also that other friend who had come along for that final sale of the boat who was there as a witness. And so the police interview all three of those people and they ask them, you know, what was your final interaction with Tom and Jackie like? And they all described the same situation of seeing Tom and Jackie taking the suitcase full of cash and then signing the paperwork, hopping in their car, and driving off. The only detail that seemed to differ amongst these four people who were there was the way Tom and Jackie were acting. Skylar made it seem like Tom was kind of anxious and paranoid about having all this money, whereas the notary said, you know, Tom and Jackie seemed completely normal to me. The police felt like they had kind of reached a dead end and just didn't know what to do next. And so they went to the media and asked them to put out a bulletin that had a picture of Tom and Jackie, as well as a picture of their vehicle, and it asked people to come forward if they had seen them. And sure enough, within a couple of days, this older couple in Mexico called the police to say the Hawks SUV is right across the street from me right now. And so naturally, the Mexican authorities as well as American authorities, they rush to this location and they charge up to the house where this SUV is parked. When they knock on the door, this guy nobody recognized, he comes up to the door and he's looking very confused, and the police ask him, you know, whose SUV is that parked outside? And he said, oh, well, that's my friend's car. And they say, well, is your friend Tom or Jackie Hawks? And the guy's like, no, who's that? The car belongs to Skylar De Leon. This was, of course, the moment when the police realized Skylar was lying to them. They arrested him on money laundering, and then with him in custody, they searched his home. And inside of his and Jennifer's house, they found all these things that belonged to the Hawks. Things like laptops and video cameras, things Tom and Jackie would not have left behind on the boat. He maintained his innocence and said this was just a big misunderstanding. His wife, Jennifer, was also saying the same thing, that that Skylar didn't do anything. She was even going on talk shows and talking about how this is just one big misunderstanding and Skylar had nothing to do with the Hawks' disappearance, that they are just as concerned about Tom and Jackie as everybody else is. But the police were not buying it. They knew Skylar knew something that he wasn't telling them. And so the police decide, let's go back and re-interview the notary and also that other friend who was there as a witness. And the notary is this woman named Kathleen Harris. And so she sits down and they ask her again to describe her final interactions with Tom and Jackie. Under follow-on, very intensive questioning by the police, Kathleen would finally break. And she would say, actually, I've never met Tom and Jackie in my entire life. I was paid up front in cash by Skylar De Leon to backdate those sale documents that had already been signed. I have no idea what happened to Tom and Jackie. Next, the police went out and got that witness. His name was Alonzo Mation, and so they bring him in. They said to Alonzo, we will make sure your sentence is heavily reduced if you tell us everything you know about what happened to Tom and Jackie. And so Alonzo says, okay, I'll tell you. In November of 2004, Skylar pulls Alonzo aside and he confesses to him that he is in fact an international assassin, that people paid him to kill people, but only bad people, Skylar said. And he says to Alonzo, I have a current contract on 2 really bad people, Tom and Jackie Hawks, but I need help carrying this out. And so if you will help me carry out this contract, I will give you $1 million US. And so on November 15th, Skylar, Alonzo, and a third man that Skylar had recruited to be a part of this job, his name was John Kennedy, those 3, they show up at the parking lot of the dock. They were there to meet up with Tom and Jackie to do a sea trial, a test drive. But when Tom and Jackie arrive, he immediately sized these 3 up and thought, bad news. Skylar started to notice that Tom was definitely apprehensive about getting on a boat with them. And so Skylar says, hey, Tom, Jackie, hold on a minute. I'm going to step aside and make a phone call. And so Skylar steps aside and he calls his wife, Jennifer, and she was not far away. And so just a couple of minutes later, Jennifer pulls into the parking lot carrying her little 1-year-old baby girl. And as soon as she walks over to this group, the dynamic completely changes. And before long, Tom is saying to Skylar, you know what, guys? Today's fine. Let's do the sea trial. And so the group eventually begins to make their way onto the yacht. And right as they're about to get on, Jennifer says, hey guys, I can't go on the sea trial. The baby's upset. I gotta go home. I'll see you guys when you get back. So the 2 Hawks, along with these 3 men, they get on board the boat and they begin heading out towards open water. And so Tom was piloting the boat. And at some point when they were very far away from the dock and really any land in any direction, Skylar and John come up to Tom and they say, hey, we want to show you something down in the lower levels of the ship. And so Tom goes with them. They go downstairs into the bedroom. And while they're down there, Alonzo and Jackie were in the kitchen, which is right above the bedroom. And as they're standing there, Alonzo and Jackie suddenly hear this very loud commotion coming from the bedroom. Now, Alonzo knew what that was. It was Skylar and John attacking Tom. And so that was his cue. Alonzo leapt forward and he grabbed onto Jackie. And before Jackie could even figure out what was going on, he had thrown her to the ground, pulled her hands behind her back, and then he pulled out handcuffs that he had and he handcuffed her hands together. Skylar and John, they come up the stairs and Tom's not with them, and they grab Jackie and they walk her down into the bedroom, and Jackie would have seen her husband, Tom. He's been handcuffed and he's laying on the bed on his back. And so they throw Jackie onto the bed right next to Tom, and immediately Jackie turns around and looks at Skylar and says, why are you doing this to us? We just met your wife. I just held your baby. But Skylar didn't care. He just turned to Alonzo and said, put tape on both of their mouths and their eyes. And as Alonzo was doing that, Skylar went upstairs and began piloting the boat towards the deepest part of the ocean. And so as Skylar is driving this boat, Alonzo and John are down in the bedroom, and Alonzo remembers looking over at Tom, and Tom was comforting Jackie. He had managed to pull his hand up and he was stroking Jackie's hand, and he was saying to her, it's going to be okay. No matter what happens to us, we'll be together. Suddenly, the boat stopped. They marched Tom and Jackie up the steps. They bring them them out to the deck of the ship, and then Skylar forces them to sign the sale documentation for the boat, as well as had them sign additional paperwork that gave Skylar access to their bank accounts. Jackie actually misspelled her last name on one of the signature blocks. She left the S off of her last name. It's pretty clear she did that on purpose to signal to the future that she signed this under duress. The three men led their two captives to the back of the boat, and then once they were standing at the back of the boat, Skylar tells Alonzo, in earshot of Jackie and Tom, hey, go to the front of the boat and get the anchor. And so Jackie begins pleading with them to let them live, let them go back to land, let them see their grandchild. And Tom manages to shake his restraints from John, who was holding him, and he manages to kick Skylar really hard in the groin. But after that, John leapt on top of Tom and Jackie and subdued both of them. And then he positioned Tom and Jackie so they were sitting down back to back with their handcuffs connected to each other. And then Alonzo shows up dragging this heavy anchor, and he finally gets it all the way over, at which point Skylar grabs the long metal chain that came off of the anchor, and he reached down and he connected that portion of the chain to Tom and Jackie's handcuffs. And then once he was sure their handcuffs were securely fastened to the end of this chain, Skylar stood up, walked over and grabbed the anchor, and with quite a bit of effort, he managed to lift it up and threw it over the side of the boat. As soon as that anchor hit the water, all Tom and Jackie would have heard for several seconds would be the sound of all of that loose chain that they were connected to being rapidly pulled off the boat and being sucked down into the water, until finally the anchor pulled the chain tight, at which point it yanked Tom and Jackie towards the side of the boat. And then Skylar, Alonzo, and John just stood there as Tom and Jackie desperately tried to fight against the weight of this anchor that was trying to pull them off of the boat. Tom was trying to hold on to anything he could to try to hold his wife in place, but eventually the weight of this anchor combined with the movement of the boat was just too much. And so Tom and Jackie were very slowly pulled up and over and off the boat into the water. When they hit the water, they would have been fully alive, fully conscious, as they began their rapid descent to the bottom of the ocean, 3,500 feet below. Alonzo would tell police as soon as Tom and Jackie disappeared below the surface, Skylar let out a woohoo and ran over to the edge of the boat and looked into the water like a giddy child. And then finally, when the water went calm and there were no more bubbles, Skylar just kind of laughed and made his way back to the cockpit and began piloting the boat back towards the dock. Even though Jennifer was not on the boat at the time of the murder, she was equally involved in it. In fact, the attack was her idea. She wanted more money, and she saw this scheme as being a way of doing that. When she showed up at the dock parking lot with her baby and put Jackie and Tom at ease, she was doing that very intentionally to trap Jackie and Tom. She knew what was going to happen out on that boat. One of the darker elements of this case has to do with the video camera that was discovered inside of Jennifer and Skylar's house. It was the Hawks video camera, and they had used it over the past couple of years to document their travels out on the ocean. And so when the police acquired this video camera, they played the tape that was inside of it. And at first, the tape shows Jackie filming the inside of the well-deserved yacht, and then suddenly it jumps to Skylar and Jennifer at Thanksgiving dinner that year, just days after Jennifer and Skylar murdered Tom and Jackie in the worst way imaginable. They took their camera and just began recording their own life over the memories of Tom and Jackie. Jennifer and Skylar truly didn't care at all about what they had just done. Alonzo would ultimately be sentenced to 20 years in prison. Jennifer would be sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. And John Kennedy and Skylar were sentenced to death. Just know that I really appreciate your support. And until next time, that's going to do it. See you.
was good content. See why people get hooked. Hooked.
So, I have a theory about dog names. This is a theory. I'm not saying this theory is 100%, just letting you know it's a theory I have about dog names. I don't know for sure. So, here's my theory. It seems like my white friends, when I talk about my white friends, I'm including the white people in this room. It seems like my white friends, most of the time, give their dogs human names. Black people, not so much. I could be wrong. I don't know. Let's find out. If you're a white person, you have a dog, raise your hand. If you're a white person with a dog, cool. I'd like to talk to this lady right here with a stripe. She got a striped shirt on, blue jeans. Yeah. Can you give her the microphone? Cool. Yes, they got a mic for you so everybody can hear you. What is your name?
Angela.
Angela, cool. First of all, Angela, what kind of dog do you have?
She is a Shibu Inu.
Shibu Indian. Okay, we're on the right track already. We're on the right track. Yeah, that is not a black dog. That's not a black dog. And what is your dog's name?
Haley.
Thanks for playing along. All right. I need another white person with a dog. I'm looking for another white person with a dog. Yes, you gotta go give her the mic. You can give her the microphone. Cool. And what is your name?
Laurie.
Laurie. And what kind of dog do you have?
Well, I have a border terrier.
Okay, cool. Did you get him on the border?
No.
And
Not quiet.
Your laugh is amazing, by the way. I just want to throw that out there. That little at the end, that's pretty awesome. Okay, and what is your dog's name?
Caleb.
Thanks for playing along. Need another white person with a dog. I'm looking for another white person with a dog. There's a little girl with her hand up. Let me explain something to you. First of all, you don't have a dog. Yeah. Your parents have a dog. You have a furry roommate. Yeah. Let me ask you a question. How much does dog food cost? Oh, you don't know, do you? Yeah. You know why? Because you don't got a dog. Cool. Looking for another white person with a dog. I'm gonna go to this guy right here. Awesome. And what is your name, sir?
Jim.
Jim?
Yes.
People always talk about going to you. Do they show up?
Mostly the out of shape ones, but anyway.
I'm gonna do the jokes, man. Let me see if I got this right. You came to the comedy show with your own jokes. You don't go to Starbucks with some coffee grounds in your pocket, do you? I just need sugar. That's all I need. All right, Jim, what kind of dog do you have?
A Weimaraner.
I'm sorry, what happened? You said, why am I running? Who are you, the police right now? I don't understand what just happened. That brother just broke down into, why am I running? You're not running right now. We were just talking about people going to the gym. Maybe they need to run. I don't know what's going on with you right now. All right, and what kind of dog? You said it's a Weimar?
A Weimaraner.
Okay. Raise your hand if you know what a Weimaraner is. Cool. Look at the complexion of the hands right now. I just want to point that out. Did you see that? Did you see it? The whole room got brighter. Did you see it? Okay. And what is your dog's name?
Tobias Odendahl von Bern.
Does your dog have a job or something? Your dog got a social security number, don't it? Let's check the other half of the theory. I need a black person with a dog. First of all, notice how many hands are not going up. Just want to point that out real quick. Notice how many hands are not going up. Okay, cool. I'm gonna go with that sister right there. I'm gonna go with that. Is that okay? Can y'all get her? Is it too right there? No, you gotta keep your hand up. Yeah, with the stripes right there. Cool. Pass the mic down to her. You can tell this is completely unrehearsed. I just want to throw that out there. They would have already had mics. Just jumped up. Hello. Cool. And what is your name?
Jasmine.
Jasmine. Where'd you get your dog from?
My sister, she brought it home and it looks like Wishbone.
So she brought the dog. So you didn't pay no money for the dog. That's the point, right? That's what I'm saying right there. Okay. All right. And what kind of dog is it?
It looks like Wishbone, so I don't know.
I have no idea what you're talking about right now. What is your dog's name?
Coco.
That's what I'm talking about right there. That's what I'm saying right there. That's a black dog. That is a black dog. She don't know where it came from. She don't know what kind of dog it is. She just named it Coco. That is so awesome. All right, I'm gonna go with one more brother. I need a black person with a dog. One more. I want a brother with a dog. A black person with a dog. Yeah, a brother right there. Right. You could. Yeah. Right. Boom. There he is. Keep your hand up. Yeah. What's your name?
It's Brandon.
Brandon. Cool. And what kind of dog do you have, Brandon?
I have a pit mix.
Pit mix. That's what I'm talking about. A pit mutt. Okay. And what is your dog's name?
Coco.
When was the last time you saw your dog? She don't even know when she seen that dog last. Did Coco look like a wishbone? Here's the thing. When you give your dog a human name, like Marvin, you spend more money on the dog. You at the vet talking about some, man, it's like, it's gonna be $2,000 to fix Marvin. $2,000 for Marvin? That's my buddy, man, no problem, here you go. Try this out. It's gonna be $1,500 for Peanut. $1,500 for a peanut? Man, you can keep that peanut, man. I will give me another peanut somewhere else. I don't need that peanut, man. It's just easier to let go.
Rise and shine, beautiful souls. This video is a prime example of why we as men should watch where we are planting our seed. There's a such thing as good ground and bad ground. This here is bad ground, okay? Let's watch this video, and whether you feel it's right or wrong, I want you to know this does exist. So if you don't want to have to deal with this type of stuff, you better be careful about where you plant your seeds. Let's go.
Look, y'all, every fucking day my baby daddy come here with one fucking meal for my child, but I have 3 other kids. We have 1 kid together, but he only want to come and bring one thing to McDonald's. But what about my other kids? How come you can't feed my other kids at McDonald's though? Like, that shit bogus as hell. Like, you're not finna sit here and make my other kids feel left out, and you're only bringing one child something to eat. Look, there he go, and I bet you he only got 1 thing in there. I bet you he don't even. I'm finna expose out of him so people can see how he really is. It ain't more than enough food in that bag for everybody. What's up? Because I'm finna expose you. What? Because that don't look enough for all my kids. That don't look enough for all my kids. What is that? That's just 1 burger? 1 burger, 1 fry?
What he like? What do you mean?
Okay, what about my other kids?
What about your other kids?
Okay, but them your kids' siblings though.
What are you talking about? What are you mad
Them my kids, them your kids' siblings though. So what you? So my other kids finna be left out.
You didn't feed them?
You know I don't get my food stamps to the 7.
Lisa, how is that my problem?
But if you're trying to help out though, you're not helping out.
I'm not trying to help. I'm trying to help my son.
But how are you helping your son when you're only getting food for just him and not the other kids, his siblings?
Lisa,
them are his siblings though. He's not finna eat in front of all his other siblings, and they're not eating at McDonald's. Why do I gotta put?
Bring him out to the car. I'll let him eat.
No. He's not finna eat that shit at all if you can't bring enough for everybody.
when I bring my son food, I gotta bring your kids food too now?
Yes.
You sound f***ing dumb.
How is that dumb? You sound dumb. You sound dumb.
Where are their daddies at? Nobody told you to talk to them other. You had them other kids. Them your responsibility. They're not my responsibility.
Okay, but if you're gonna bring one, you need to bring it for all. How do that shit look that I'm letting one child eat McDonald's and all the rest of the kids can't eat no fucking McDonald's?
So
you know I get food stamps on the 11th.
That ain't 3 kids that ain't mine. 3 kids that ain't mine. What
Yeah,
do I look like?
they're his siblings. You knew what you was getting into when you had a baby with me.
No, the f*** I did.
Yes, you did.
You expect me to take care of all the kids? They're not my kids.
Okay, but you still had a baby with me who have kids with other people. I still have other kids.
Why are you recording me, first of all?
Because I'm exposing you. Everybody think you such a motherfucking good daddy.
I am a good daddy.
No, you're not. No, you're not. You're full of shit in this bullshit. You only come here with one fucking piece of food for one child.
The child that's mine, silly.
No, that's dumb that you can't feed the other kids. Don't feed nobody at all then. He can't take that shit. He can't eat it.
Maybe if you had 1 or 2, I could maybe. You got it's 3 extra kids. What the f***? You all like going to my motherfucking account, spending money on all those kids. Them not my kids.
Them are your kids' siblings, though. Dumb.
So that's what you gonna go with? That's the one you gonna
Those
use?
are your fucking kids' siblings.
So that means
Yeah.
I take care of them.
So don't. No, I didn't say you have to take care of them. You can bring them something to eat if you bring one something to eat.
I bring them food every other day. What do you mean?
Exactly, but you don't never bring food for the other ones.
Lisa,
You know I get my food stamps on the
They
11th.
are your babies.
Okay,
They
but
not
I'm
mine.
saying we share the
If
same
you-
kid
if you
as
feel-
well.
Absolutely. So if you want to, if you feel like I feel the way about eating, take him in the room and let him.
I'm not taking my kid
or
in the
send him down
room.
to the car. He ain't got to eat in front of his brothers and sisters. He can come right out to the car and eat with me.
No, no. You know what? Fine. Give it here.
Thank you.
Give it
Grow
here.
up, bro. Like,
Give it
you
here.
know, kids,
Give it here.
You sound stupid.
Dumb. He ain't eating this. Fuck you.
Why the you just do that?
Because you ain't bringing up for all the other kids. You stupid. Stupid. Selfish as a. Like you're dumb as hell. You're dumb as hell. He not finna eat that shit. Dumb.
Take care of him anyway.
Dumb. He not finna do that. If you can't do it for all, don't do it for none of them. Bye, stupid. Thought I was finna take that shit today. Yeah, I had another thing for him today. No, he can't take it today.
Now, what did you learn? What did you learn? Obviously, this exists, right? So we're going to dive into this, okay? And we're going to go through it bit by bit, of course, like we always do, because we got to break down what's actually happening here, okay? Why does she feel this is okay? What's likely happening inside of her head? Because you do have what he's experiencing. You have what she's saying, but what is she thinking? What world is she exposed to that causes her to have this outlook onto the world, okay? Let's get into it.
Look, y'all. Every fucking day my baby daddy come here with one fucking meal for my child. But I have 3 other kids.
Now, let's start this off by saying she likely believes that she's right because she's trying to expose him. She says, I'm going to expose him, okay? Now, whether she's exposing him or herself, that's irrelevant. Her plan is to expose him, okay? So she's telling you what she truly thinks. She says every day he comes by and brings food for his child. What is that exposing? That he's consistent, right? That even though she has custody of the children on those days, he goes out of his way, something that he does not have to do because she is supposed to feed the children when she has them. He's going out of his way to go and bring his child food every day, she says, showing that he is consistent. Now, she's not saying this about the other baby fathers, meaning that he's likely the only one doing this. But yet she doesn't value it. She actually is looking down on him because he isn't picking up the slack for the other baby fathers. So where she could see value in this man, she doesn't see it as value. She sees it as a reason to expose him for being fake because he's faking being a good father by not doing things for children that are not his children. So how is he? But anyway, you can see her outlook on this is he's supposed to bring food to my children. So if he's supposed to bring food to his his child's siblings.
Wow.
That's crazy, sad.
Hey, excuse me, bro. Do you think you have like a couple of dollars I could have?
That's all I got, my man. Sorry. Do you have maybe just $1 that I could buy?
Do you have a dollar I could have?
I don't carry cash, sorry.
It's really, really cold. I'm just.
Bro, I don't got loose change on me.
Bro, just $1, bro?
I don't have loose change, bro.
Excuse me, do you have a dollar I could have?
You know, you're so young, you should go find a job.
Excuse me, can I have a dollar? Can I have a dollar? Can I have a dollar? It's just $1. I'm not asking for much, but anything could help. Very cold today.
Yeah.
I'm really, really hungry. Do you have a spare of change I could get?
I have only $2.
Huh?
I have only $2.
Can I have it?
Yeah, you want for you want for it.
$1 for me?
Yes.
I don't want your money. Instead, I'm gonna give you money in return. Here is double the money
Oh my
for
God,
you.
thank you.
So much. You were gonna give me your last $2 to me.
Yeah.
When you're in need. Merry Christmas, okay? Take care, guys.
Do you have like $1 that I can maybe borrow, man? No? A couple of dollars that you can maybe spare, bro?
Right now, it's alright.
You have just a couple of dollars, bro?
No, it's alright.
I'm so sorry, man. Do you have like $1, a couple of dollars? It's like, it's very, very cold, man. Just $1, man. $1 will help. Excuse me, boss.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to grab a bite to eat or something like that, you know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to ask if I have a couple of dollars, like $1, or like if you could spare like $1, anything like.
What you gonna use it for, man?
I was just trying to like grab a snack.
To eat?
Yeah, get something to eat something.
I got 3.
I'm gonna be honest with you. For one, I want you to keep that, and I want to bless you with $100, sir. I want to bless you with. No, I'm gonna bless you with $100, bro. I'll give you $100 right now, bro. You keep your money, and I say happy holidays to you, sir. Even though you don't have much, you're about to bless me. This is yours, man. Happy holidays, sir.
Thank you, man.
Yes, sir. Bless you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
You guys have a change I could have for food? Just like $1?
No, sorry.
$1. 50 cents, 25 cents, 10 cents. Excuse me, miss. Do you have $1 I could have? I'm hungry.
Excuse me, sir. Honestly, it's really cold outside. You know, it's the holidays.
Yeah.
I just kind of wanted to ask maybe if you could spare like some change or a couple dollars, like just so I could maybe try to get something to eat.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of money.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I just like a couple dollars. If you just have like a couple dollars, like. I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to. So you literally don't have just like a single dollar. Honestly, I just think that it's really crazy that you have a $3 million car and you don't have any money at all just to give to like the needy. Like, how selfish can you be? This guy has a fucking Bugatti and he acts like he doesn't have like $2, $3 to spare for the holidays. Meanwhile, I'm going up to damn near homeless people and they're sharing their money with me. I think that really like says a lot about people. Don't be like that guy.
I'm a little bit hungry.
Yeah, me too.
Can I have like something to...
I got 75 cents.
Oh my God.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Hey man, take this back. I got something for you, okay?
Okay.
Because you are so freaking kind. Here's some money for you, dude.
God bless you, man. Oh my God.
Yes.
Thank you, man.
You're actually on camera right now, bro.
Oh, I'll take it back, guys.
No. It's all yours. It's all yours. It's all... Yeah. You know what's crazy?
Yes, sir.
So I ask people if they want to give me money. And whoever does give me money, obviously I bless them with $100.
$100?
Yes, right there, $100.
Oh, God damn.
So check this out. The funny part is I ask all these gentlemen over here that are a little nice and stuff. Nobody gives me money. And you know what's the craziest thing? Give me your bare minimum, bro. This is probably the only thing you have. And that's the crazy part, how nice you are. So in return, you're gonna get that. So Merry Christmas, man. Stay positive, stay amazing, man. We need more people like you, man.
Good man. You recording this guy?
Dollars, some spare change. Boss, just a couple of dollars, my boy. Do you have $1 that I can maybe borrow? No, nothing? Excuse me, miss, I'm so sorry. Do you have like $1 that I could borrow? Like a spare $1, please? Nothing?
Sorry.
No cash?
No cash.
Okay. Excuse me, do you maybe have just a couple of dollars to spare? Couple of dollars? Do you maybe have just like a couple of dollars to spare? It's the holidays, you know, like I'm just trying to get something inside, you know? Wow.
Take that one.
You're shaking, are you okay?
I was born that way.
Oh, really? Oh, you're such a nice guy. Thank you. Hey, you know what? Hey, listen, man. I'm actually gonna give something for you. I'm doing actually a social experiment to see if anybody will give me anything. And if you give me something, I give you 100 times what you give me. No, I'm giving this to you. This is yours.
Give it to somebody.
I'm giving it to a man that's an amazing person for the holidays. Because I promise you, I asked at least 100 people outside. No one gave me anything. You're the only one to give me anything.
Well, that's nice of you.
No, this is nice of you. You earned it.
Excuse me, can I get some money?
Some what?
Money, like $1.
Sorry.
I'm really, really hungry. I was just gonna ask you if I could have 50 cents. Please. I'm begging you, sir. Just anything will help. Thank you so much. This is for you. And here, here's your 50 cents back.
What are you kidding me?
No. Merry Christmas.
Where do you get your money from?
Just blessing people. I'm actually filming a video.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Sorry to bug you. I'm a little bit hungry and it's really cold. Do you have like a couple dollars I could have?
Yeah, I think I have $1.
Oh, thank you so much.
You don't have a job?
Yeah, you know, COVID hit me hard, so you know. I'm gonna give this back to you because you're so nice. I got something for you. So this is for you.
Are you serious?
Huh? Yeah, seriously. I'm not joking.
Thank you.
You don't understand how many people say no. You're actually being filmed on camera right by that pole.
Oh my God. Okay.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yeah, you too. Merry Christmas. I'm begging you. I'm hungry. Can I have $1, please? Please, sir. I'm so hungry. Thank you so much, sir. You are a very, very nice person. You get that? No, it's yours. No, take it. I'm not kidding. Take it. Thank you. Difference is, why do like the old and like the weak, the poor always give back, and all these assholes don't, and they're gonna go shop like $500 worth of shit? Crazy. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Do you have $1 I could have?
$1?
Yo tengo que
There you go.
Oh.
All right. Have a nice day. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Sure.
You are so kind. Can I have that too?
All right.
Wow, this is $3. I could eat today.
Of course. Good.
I haven't ate for 3 days.
Oh, okay.
I could get myself chips. Here, I have something for you guys though.
No, we're good.
No, I have something. No, I give something. It's not much.
No, we're good.
It's not much. It's not much.
Oh, Mira, no.
And we take it. Thank you.
No.
Thank you. This is for you. No, you help me, I help you.
No. It's for you. My hand is for you.
I understand, Mama. I understand you, but I have money. It's okay. Mama, take it. Thank you so much for helping us out.
I love you.
And I love you. I love you, Mama. You are amazing, man. Thank you so much. You are so nice. We need more people like you. She's in tears, guys. She's tearing up. She's in tears. Merry Christmas, okay?
$1 is like, it's very, very cold.
Top notch idiots. I like them. For sure. Oh, I'm already following.
I just cannot wait till I'm back at it again with the back at it. Yeah!
snitching on himself after surgery. Watch the full clip for a good laugh.
Yeah. I've been here like 20,000 times. I feel like I'm a rapper. Yo, 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 Lil Joe, Big Toe. Yo. Whoa, everything's spinning right now.
We'll be bad for
Everything's spinning right now.
Put your head down.
This is no
Okay.
Put your head down. Is this like the best part of your guys' job? When they come out?
Dang, my arm feels fucking amazing.
Hey, watch your mouth.
What?
Don't cuss.
No cursing.
Oh, no cursing?
No cursing.
Oh, I thought we were at home.
You don't cuss at home? What do you mean?
I can't feel my toenails. I'm higher than the sky right now. I can't wait till I get home and I smoke some perk.
So what?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God. We're going to get this on video. T coming out here.
Comes out now. Damn, I haven't.
Hey, I don't know if I want to be in here anymore.
Yeah, what you been smoking? What are you talking about?
No. No, don't answer that question.
Man, this shit feels great.
Oh my God.
Look at this.
Holy
Dylan. Dylan, kids here.
I can't feel my toes.
This is
Dylan. Yeah?
So it went back.
Get him off
Am
that
I
stuff.
loud?
And then
Am I
this
too
is-
loud?
This is the
Dude, I feel higher than a
You
kite.
can't really see, but it's off.
I feel
But this
great.
is the one that I was concerned with.
Right
You had
now?
broken this
Oh,
thing
yeah, that
up,
low.
and it sits
Hell
up in the
yeah.
air.
Hell
We
yeah.
reduced it.
Hell
You can see
yeah.
it went back.
Oh, man.
And
Quiet?
So there's some ligaments that attach to your wrist.
Oh, I'm cussing?
If it stays
Oh, that's
permanent, it
not
should be
good.
okay.
That's not good. No good. No
this is
good.
okay.
No good. I feel like I was in outer space, man.
And
Knuckles,
he's got a
bang.
splint on.
Knuckle
No
bang.
running, no jumping, no sports.
Knuckle bang, choo choo.
And then they'll give you that information to call. Just call tomorrow and
Knuckle bang,
I'll
choo choo
email
choo
the
choo
staff
bang.
next week.
Bang bang choo
When
choo
did you come off this
train.
stuff?
Watch 'em bang this, do that bang.
Can you get it back to normal?
It'll be a little
Will the
bit.
other be normal?
Yes, it is.
Damn, I feel great.
Dylan, watch your mouth. Hey, quiet.
I can't feel my lips, my whole body, no.
Dylan, quiet.
Number
Dylan.
Okay, calm down. Okay.
And my mom. Oh, mom.
I know. Calm
Your
down.
mom, right?
Okay,
Your
so
mom?
Don't talk nasty.
Your mom?
No, Mom.
Your mom. You wearing red shirt?
Yes.
Yeah, red shirt, right? Yeah, I'm sleeping.
I'm out of sleep.
I feel great. I wish I could get out
I'm
of
sorry.
stuff every day.
I apologize for that. We don't let him cuss at home, trust me.
Oh,
Dylan,
what?
stop saying bad words.
What?
Stop saying bad words.
Am I saying bad words? Oh my God. Potty mouth. I'm going to sleep.
Yes, go to
I gotta
sleep.
end this.
Go
I
to
just gotta end
Thank
it.
you.
Bye. Thank you.
Wow, I feel amazing.
Dylan, what?
No, sit down. Sit down.
Oh, sit down.
Yeah.
Sit down.
Don't
Not
get up.
Not up. Not
No,
up. Not
no.
up. No, 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 no.
No.
Oh.
Hey,
No, Mom.
watch
What?
your mouth. Watch your mouth.
Brett, all children.
Golly.
All children's?
Yeah.
Shit.
Dylan.
What?
Yes, please.
I keep shutting it.
Oh my God, I feel amazing.
No more.
Can you take him off this stuff quick?
I feel like I'm
Wear socks.
spinning round, 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 round. I feel like I'm in NASCAR 500. 500 bang bang.
Sit down.
500 bang bang. What?
You're gonna be embarrassed when you watch this video later. I'm just saying.
What video?
Yeah.
What video?
No video.
There's
There
no
better
video.
be no video of me being on that shit.
Oh my God.
If there's a video of me being on this shit, I swear to God, I'm
Or
gonna
Lily, Dylan,
I'm a-
stop.
punch someone.
Stop.
Dylan, stop.
I feel good, Mom.
So how is your?
Hey, knuckle me up right
You
now.
have no more pain.
Knuckle me up right now. No, I feel amazing. No pain. What's pain? What's pain? What is pain? See, like, I see like 1, 2, 3 of you.
Look at him.
Love the
1,
one.
2, 3 shoe.
And now he's trying to rap.
1, 2, 3 shoe. Yeah. You do. You step in.
See, the little kids don't say bad words. Yeah.
as a meme. Hilarious. Let's see.
If you Google the craziest war story of all time, the story I'm going to tell today always pops up as the #1. Born in South Texas in 1935, Roy Benavidez was orphaned as a young child and sent to live with his uncle. When he turned 18, he decided he wanted to get away from his hometown, and so he enlisted. In October of 1964, Roy was a part of the first 125,000 Americans sent to Vietnam. While on a classified operation that required Roy to dress up as an enemy combatant, he stepped on a landmine in the middle of the jungle and nobody else was with him, so he's totally stranded. But fortunately, a squad of US Marines came upon him, but from what he was wearing, they assumed he was an enemy soldier. But someone thought to just flip him over and see who he was, and they discovered he was American and he had American dog tags on. And so he was evacuated from Vietnam and sent to an American hospital, and there a doctor would tell him that he had a serious spinal injury and that it was unlikely he would ever walk again. And Roy's first reaction was, please don't discharge me from the army, because for Roy, the army was his life and he desperately wanted to go back to Vietnam. And so he pleaded with the doctors and the nurses, please let me have some time to try to regain my strength in my legs. And so they said, look, you're gonna get medically retired if you aren't walking within the year. And so every night when his doctors and nurses would leave, he would fall out of his bed and then drag himself across the ground to the wall, and then he'd pull himself up and try to put weight on his legs and attempt to build strength back up and retrain himself how to walk. And after 6 months of doing this every night, he did literally reteach himself how to walk, and his doctors and nurses, they're watching this transformation during the day, but they're not seeing him at night, and they're telling him, this is a miracle, we've never seen someone recover so quickly. And Roy just stayed quiet because he wanted to make sure he was allowed to keep doing that every night. After those 6 months, his doctors and nurses agreed that, yep, he's good, he can stay in the army. But the army said they wanted him to take a desk job because he had already been so badly wounded in combat, and Roy didn't want that. And so he was sent to North Carolina for his desk job, and as soon as he got there, he began training like a maniac every minute of every day, trying to get in the best shape of his life, because his plan in his head was once he got there, he would try out for Special Forces. He would try to become an Army Green Beret, which is the premier combat unit in the Army. It's one of the hardest ones to get into, and their training program is in North Carolina. And so after a few months, he was in amazing shape, and he asked his superiors, can I go try out to be a Green Beret? And they're like, I can't believe you're even walking, but you know what? You've come this far, you can go try out. And just a couple of months later, Roy Benavidez was a Green Beret. A year later, in 1968, so 4 years after Roy was nearly killed by that landmine, he was sent back to Vietnam for his second combat tour. And as soon as he got there, the fighting was very intense. On May 2nd of that year, Roy had a day off, and he was spending his day off at a church service inside of their wooden shack they had built on their base. And while he was in there listening to the chaplain, he heard a radio call, and it sounded like someone was in trouble. And so he ran outside to listen to the radio, and what he heard was this very desperate call from someone yelling into the radio, get us out of here. And in the background of this radio call is just a constant barrage of gunfire. The call for help came from a 12-man Army Special Forces team that had been ambushed by an entire North Vietnamese Army infantry battalion. That is 12 Special Forces members, of which many of them Roy knew personally, in the middle of the jungle, where on all four sides there are over 1,000 enemy combatants. As Roy is hearing this distressing transmission come across the radio, he hears overhead the sound of incoming helicopters. And he looks and he sees there's 3 birds that are coming towards their base. And so he runs over to the landing zone to greet the helicopters as they come in, and he can see as they're landing, they are all completely covered in bullet holes. And as soon as they touch down, Roy runs up to one of the door gunners, which is this 19-year-old kid, and he looks kind of dazed. And Roy asks him, what's going on? Where'd you guys just come from? Were you out there at that ambush site? Do you know what's going on with that 12-man team? And the door gunner just collapses into Roy's arms and dies. He had been shot up. These 3 helicopters had attempted previously to fly into the jungle and save that 12-man team, but they had been shot off and had been unsuccessful. Roy helped get the dead door gunner out of the helo, and then he turned to the pilot of this helo where the door gunner was, and he asked him, are you going to go back out there and try to save those guys? And the pilot was obviously so distraught that he's chomping at the bit. He wants to go back out there. And Roy immediately volunteers, hops in the helo, and they head out to go rescue this 12-man team. So not only are there only 2 of them, but Roy was so eager to volunteer himself, he forgot his gun. So all he had on him was his knife and some medical supplies. But nonetheless, the pilot just keeps flying towards the ambush site, which was in Cambodia. It was this really dense stretch of jungle. And as they got closer and closer, gunfire started coming out of the jungle towards the helicopter. And so the pilot had to do this kind of constant zigzagging just to avoid getting shot down. They noticed there's some smoke coming out of the jungle, and it was very clear that this 12-man team is trying to signal to the helo, here we are, come get us. And so the pilot tried to fly down and get as close as he could, but anytime he got even marginally close to this team, the rate of fire would pick up so dramatically that the helo was just about to get shot down. And so the pilot began to turn away, and he told Roy, we can't get any closer, we're gonna have to get more people in here. And Roy just tells him, no, get as low as you can, and I will jump out into the jungle. And the pilot turns to him and he's like, you can't do that, you're gonna get killed. And Roy somehow convinces this pilot that he alone, without a gun, is totally competent. And so the pilot said, okay, and he lowered right over the canopy of this jungle, and without any hesitation, Roy just leaps off the helicopter into the jungle. No parachute, no gun, no anything, just crashing through the canopy onto the jungle floor, where he'll definitely be surrounded by enemy combatants. And so he plummets through the canopy, he smashes onto the ground, he pops up and just starts running through the jungle with enemies on either side of him towards the 12-man down team. And the enemy was so surprised to just see this American running through the middle of the jungle by himself with no weapon that they hesitated for a minute and they didn't open fire on him. But when they did open fire, Roy got shot in the face, in the back of the head, in the leg. They threw a grenade that detonated at his back, but none of it stopped Roy. He just kept on running until he made it to this downed 12-man team. And when he got to them, they were in terrible shape. They were doing their best to stay behind some trees, but rounds were coming in from all directions, and 4 of them were already dead, and the others that were still alive were critically wounded. Roy low-crawled to each of the other living team members and gave them morphine shots, and then began dragging each and every one of them away from the ambush site to this other area where there was better cover, and there was a nearby clearing that he believed a helicopter could land in if the pilot was really daring. On one of Roy's last trips back to the ambush site to get the last few surviving members, he saw 2 other men that were part of this team that had been totally cut off from the main group. And so without any hesitation, he grabbed a gun off of one of the dead enemy soldiers and just began running towards this down 2-man team. And as he's running, he's shooting wildly in every direction, trying his best to suppress enemy fire, but it's really doing nothing. He's just dodging bullets as he's running. A bullet went flying through his thigh, just clean through his thigh, and it didn't slow him down. He got to the 2-man team totally unfazed, and he says, okay, get ready to move. And so he stands up and continues to shoot in both directions until these 2 men get back over to the main group. Once they were safely with the group, Roy again ran the gauntlet all the way back to the main group. And so now that Roy had a full head count of all of the living members of the downed 12-man team, he threw a smoke grenade into the nearby clearing he had found in hopes that the helo pilot overhead would see the smoke and be willing to come down and land. The pilot that had dropped off Roy had not actually left the area, and so he saw the smoke, and without any hesitation, he flew right over, taking rounds the whole time, pinging off the side of his helicopter, and he touched down right in this tiny little clearing. And so as the semi-able-bodied surviving members of this unit began making their way over to the helicopter, Roy began running around a little ways off from the helicopter and shooting back at the enemy, doing everything he can to try to protect the extract of his men behind him. And once Roy turned around and saw most of the men had made it onto the helicopter, Roy believed it was his chance now to run out and try to collect some of their dead teammates. And so Roy just takes off into the jungle right into enemy fire. He's got 2 guns in his hands, and he's running, he's trying to engage the enemy as he's going, and then he comes across the first of his dead teammates, and it happens to be one of his very best friends, a man named Leroy Wright. And so he grabs Leroy and begins trying to haul him back towards the chopper, and as he's moving, Roy gets shot again, this time through his stomach. So he tries to keep himself on his feet, and as he's doing that, a grenade detonates behind him, sending more shrapnel into his body, knocking him unconscious. When he came to, he started looking around, and he could see in the tree line dozens of enemy soldiers running towards him. And so he knew if he tried to bring Leroy back to the chopper, that was mission. And so he had to leave his friend behind. He jumped up, and with all of these enemy combatants just constantly engaging him, he ran all the way back, zigging and zagging back to the main group. And when he got there, he found the helicopter had actually crashed onto the ground and was on fire. And so he ran over to the flaming shell of this helicopter, and he saw the pilot had been killed, but some of the men that had climbed on, the men that he had just rescued, they had survived the crash and subsequent explosion. And so Roy just leaps into the burning vehicle and starts throwing throwing these survivors out. Then he leapt back out, he picked up a gun, continued to engage the enemy, and then began picking up these wounded men and dragging them even farther away to another area that was safely away from this crash site. Because he knew if he didn't get all these people away from the crash site, pretty soon mortars are going to come raining down on this area. And so Roy finally gets all of the survivors over to this new area, and he's looking around and he can see there are still hundreds of enemy fighters that are not that far away from them, just constantly engaging them. And Roy's doing his best to grab guns off the ground and shoot the enemy, but there's just too many of them. And he's looking around at his team and everybody's on the brink of death. And he thinks to himself, the only way we can get out of this is if we call in what's called a danger close airstrike. A danger close airstrike is when the controller tells the aircraft overhead, I want you to drop a bomb right here, giving them the grid coordinates, but where they're telling them to drop is basically in the same position where the controller is. And you'd only do it if you're being overrun. It's a way to ensure your enemy gets taken out, even if that means taking yourself out. The goal of the controller is to get that airstrike as close as you can to your position without killing you. And so Roy, who's physically wrecked, he's getting shot at, he pulls out his map, he calmly finds his grid coordinates, and he calls in a beautiful precision napalm strike that does not affect his team at all. He calls in multiple gun runs. None of them affect his team. And so Roy just continuously called in attack run after attack run. But at some point, the aircraft overhead ran out of fuel and had to leave. And at that point, the surviving enemy combatants, which still numbered in the hundreds, they popped their heads up and they unleashed a hellacious volley of fire in which Roy again got shot clean through the leg. And so now Roy's looking around and he's realizing they're pretty much out of options. And so he crawls to each of his surviving teammates and he gives them one last shot of morphine to at least make their death painless. And then at the 11th hour, another helo comes blazing into the jungle and opens fire on the enemy, pushing them back. Roy is immediately invigorated and motivated because now he sees an opportunity to potentially survive this. And so once again, he grabs his teammates and begins schlepping them over to the helicopter. And after he believed he got the last of them on board, he turned and saw two of his teammates had fallen down farther back in the jungle and the enemy was closing in on them. And so Roy, like always, without any hesitation, just starts running towards them. And as he's just about to reach them, an enemy soldier that had apparently run out of ammunition leapt out of the jungle and smashed Roy on the side of the head with their rifle butt. And so Roy falls to the ground and the soldier jumps on top of him and smashes his face. And then the soldier turns his rifle around. There's a bayonet on the front side and he begins impaling Roy. And Roy, like out of a movie, grabbed the rifle, threw the soldier on the ground, jumped up, got on top of him, drew his Bowie knife, and proceeded to kill this soldier. And after he was done with that, he ran over to the two down men. He grabbed one of them with his left hand. He picked up a rifle with the other. And as he's dragging this guy back to the chopper, he shoots and kills two more enemy combatants. So he finally gets this guy back to the chopper. He runs back, gets the last guy, throws him back in the helicopter. And then finally, Roy is the very last living American to hop in the helicopter, and the helicopter takes off. On the helo ride back, Roy was in very rough shape. And so when they finally landed back at base and Roy was hauled off of this helicopter, he wasn't moving. And the doctors and nurses didn't really even know where to start with him. He had so many injuries. And so they started trying to treat him, but there was no heartbeat, no pulse. And so they declared him dead. Roy's body was moved into a body bag, and as the doctor was zipping it up again, Roy spit in his face because Roy had no other way to communicate. And so unbelievably, Roy was still alive. And so they took him out of the body bag and they shipped him to Japan for intensive surgery, and then he was transferred to Texas where he spent a year rehabbing from his severe injuries. Roy was immediately given the Distinguished Service Cross and was put in for the Congressional Medal of Honor, which is the U.S. military's highest award for valor. But the paperwork took a really long time, and so Roy was not actually given the Congressional Medal of Honor until 1981. Of the 12 men that were trapped in that jungle, 8 would survive, all thanks to Roy Benavidez. Roy passed away in 1998 as a result of complications from diabetes. He was 63 years old. Just know that I really appreciate your support, and until next time, that's going to do it. See ya. Of constant zigzagging just to avoid getting shot down. They noticed
so How do they get you on social media? That's how they get you. That's it. I literally signed on to Facebook for I don't even know what. I don't know what. I can't recall. I got stuck for like 2 hours before I went live. I don't know, how long has it been? 2 more hours? Exactly 2 hours. 4 hours stuck in Facebook, Meta. It was fascinating. It was interesting. It's good stuff. One video got my attention, and then the next, and then the next, and then the next, and at 15 minutes at a time. I was owned. It's crazy. Oh my God, my brain hurts, but it's not even a train wreck. You can't look away because why would you want to? Great stories. Some of the stand-up was a little but I hadn't liked anything. I'll look. I don't like. I'm afraid if I stop and like something, then that's all I'll see. And then I try and figure out, well, how the hell did they figure out what I wanted to see? Because I didn't know that I wanted to see it. They do. So what do they say? For Facebook, we're valued at $52 a year per human. That's how much they can guarantee we'll spend. That's wild. $15 minutes at a time. Hell of an algorithm. I kind of want to go back and watch, but I'm usually about producing. I'm about producing something. I'm always working on producing. My job is to produce things for a living. On the computer, digitally, remotely. I produce outcomes. I can do that for 10 hours a day. No thought, just produce. I like solving problems. I get off of work and I find myself, well, you know, I go shopping and believe it or not, go exercise, make dinner. But then it's back to production. Something for the show, something for a bit, something for a laugh, something because it's a personal interest. And I always pride myself on being an expert on DNA and not watching television. I don't watch TV shows. But I just got stuck there. I got owned. It's genius. I appreciate it for what it's worth. Usually I'd be talking crap and playing games with friends, but I thought I'd do this instead. It's only Monday, so we do have tomorrow for fun with friends. What do you think? You like my frame? Like my backdrop? It's kind of minimalist, kind of simple. Just like me, usually. Alright, well, I guess that's enough. I'm gonna go. So, same rules still apply in life. Love one another. Love yourself. I love you. It's true. Have a good night.